Stop everything, the world is ending. A few days ago, research by Chinese scientists came to light that supposedly claims that the Earth's core has stopped. But before you drop out of school to dedicate yourself to playing Fortnite until the end of the Earth, before you decide to declare your eternal love to your crush so you don't get to the end of the world alone, stay with us, because here we are to scare you more. No, I'm joking, but we are going to tell you if this news is true. We are going to tell you how much it affects the Earth if its core stops, and if your crush is going to listen to you. Well, no, that answer you will have to find out on your own. But stay with us and watch the video, then you will find out. First, let's start by finding out what the news actually says. Whether the core stopped. Yes, it started to spin the wrong way. Yes, the solid metal that forms it now became a non-Newtonian liquid for ASMR videos on Instagram. To begin with, we must answer the question, how can we know anything about the center of the Earth? The core is just over 6,000 kilometers deep, and despite what cartoons have led us to believe, we can get it by digging. In fact, the deepest we've dug is a mere 12 kilometers. Imagine that the Earth is an apple and you scratch the surface with your fingernail. That little hole, or rather scratch, which is almost not deep, is the same as the 12-kilometer borehole we have drilled. So it's impossible to see the center of the Earth or any other layer. But scientists measure the depth and know how the interior works, thanks to data like seismic waves. That is, with data like speed, amplitude, and distance of the waves caused by earthquakes. Geologists know data about the interior of the Earth, like rotation speed. So now that we know how they know the center of the Earth, let's remember how it works. The Earth is made up of layers, starting with the outer of Earth's crust, composed of silicate rocks. It means a mixture of silicon and oxygen. This crust is the one we know, where you're standing along with the sea and mountains. This layer has a thickness of between 6 and 75 kilometers. Depending on whether you measure it from a mountain range or from the bottom of the sea. Then follows a layer called the mantle, which is divided into upper and lower mantle. In total, it is about 2,900 km thick and is made of denser materials. The Earth has an outer core, which is formed by iron in liquid state and measures about 5,100 km deep. Finally, there is the inner core of about 6,000 km deep. It is also divided into two parts, an outer one that is completely liquid and an inner one that is in a solid state. When the outer core crystallizes on the surface of the inner core, the density changes and this generates intense movements. It is no news to anyone, or at least I hope, that the Earth rotates on its own axis, and it is thanks to this rotation that we have day and night. The speed at which it rotates is surprising because it does it at 1,675 km per hour. Of course, you do not feel it because it is a constant speed. Surely you already know, if not, we will tell you about it in another video. But why does it spin on its own axis? This movement has several causes. One of them has to do with the force of gravity, key energy, and the preservation of angular motion. In fact, thousands of years ago, it traveled faster, which caused the day to last only 6 or 8 hours. However, other factors also affect this speed. One of them is the force of attraction exerted by the Sun and the Moon, but also the movement of the core. Geologists show that the two cores, the outer and the inner, are not stuck together, as if it were a bonbon. In fact, the outer core decouples the inner core that rotates at its own pace. In 1996, a study revealed that the inner core was rotating faster than the surface of the planet. Other scientists have suggested that this superrotation is not constant and only occurs for short periods. In short, the relationship between the rotation of the inner core relative to the Earth's surface has been the subject of debate for decades. The study used today by some sensationalists to scare some gullible people was conducted by researchers at Peking University, who analyzed almost identical earthquake waves over the last 60 years and found that before 2009, the planet's core seemed to be rotating slightly faster than the mantle and surface. According to this study in 2009, the core would have started to slow down. If you could stand on the crust of the Earth and look at the inner core, you would see it static because it is spinning at the same speed as the surface. This is not the same as saying that the Earth's core has stopped. This change in velocity is what makes the core appear to be spinning away from the crust, but in reality, it is spinning in the same direction. However, it is possible that there are external factors that can affect the rotational speed of the Earth, such as the impact of giant objects or a change in gravity due to the position of the planets. But these changes are not permanent and the Earth will eventually return to its normal rate. So, in conclusion, we are fooled once again by sensationalism. Was it another false alarm about the end of the Earth? The answer is yes and yes. So hurry up and finish your homework because the end of the world is no longer an excuse not to do it. Remember that the vast majority of media do not have someone who understands or digs deep into the scientific world. The vast majority just bounce the notes that are presented on other platforms, expanding a false news or at least sensationalists are very misinterpreted like a snowball. But wait a minute, there is something missing. How much does this speed change affect the day length and the magnetic field? Because there are also a lot of apocalyptic things being said about it. This study also shows that during 2001 and 2003, the rotation discrepancy was higher than normal, so they suggest that there are other factors. Most likely, it is because of the interaction between the inner mantle and the core. Remember that none is a perfect sphere, so the small imperfections and protuberance make the speed change, causing the mantle or surface to rotate at another speed, making the day a little shorter. But no, this change is not to blame for your day to reach for less, because the change is just a few milliseconds. As for the change in the Earth's magnetic field, well, that's nothing new either. According to some research, the Earth's magnetic north is moving, but it has been moving for a few years now. It has been moving forever. In the mid-19th, the magnetic north pole was traveling about 55 km per year. What scientists have noted is that in recent years, magnetic north has been moving faster than usual. It is not yet well understood why. The change in the speed of the Earth's core may better explain this rapid advance. Unlike the length of the day, the change in the Earth's magnetic poles may have more complex consequences. One of them is that some locating instruments become obsolete faster than you can imagine. In fact, for navigation, many maps are no longer useful because the North Pole has shifted completely. So check any sensationalist and apocalyptic news twice or more, and always look for reliable and serious sources of information. Keep studying because the end of the world is far away, at least for now. Thanks for watching and see you every day on the wheels. Bye bye!